Hello, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Driving School Tutorial. Good afternoon, my name is Frank. Good afternoon, please let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. I will really appreciate that. Let me know if you can hear me so that we can proceed, please. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Please let me know in the comment section if you can hear me so that we can move on to answer our questions. Yes. Okay, thank you so much for that. Okay, I hope you can see my screen as well. Can you see my screen? I'm waiting for the response so that we can proceed. And please, as you can hear me, do me a favor to invite somebody, share the link with your friends. Okay, thank you so much. Very good. So share the link with your friends, invite someone to join us so that we can answer some questions together under the topic Norme sulla circolazione dei veicoli. Good afternoon once again. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Frank. Today we are here to answer some questions together under a particular topic, Norme sulla circolazione dei veicoli. So last Saturday, we started answering questions from this topic, and today we are going to continue again. So maybe after today, I will, evaluate it if we are to continue to answer from here or if we are to move to another topic. But today, let us continue from here. As usual, I'm going to display the question, and if you believe the answer is Vero, you leave it in the comment section. If you believe it's Faso, you leave it in the comment section. And at the end of the day, I will do my best to explain the question to your understanding. And should there be anything you don't understand, please do not hesitate to ask a question, because don't forget that our main purpose of being here is to learn from each other. So let us start from question number 11, that happens to be our question number 1 of today. Remember, I told us that last week we started from this topic and we stopped at question number 10. So today we are continuing from question number 11, which happens to be our first question of today. It said, allora che di notte su strada extraurbana incrociamo allora che di notte su strada extraurbana incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accesi. Occorre distogliere lo sguardo dal fascio luminoso per non essere abbaglianti. Vero or falso? Is it true or false? Please, if you also need maybe a translation before you answer, you can also let me know in the comment section. Some years ago, I do translate them, but I later realized that translating the question, I don't really think is helping issues, because it will make you feel more relaxed, and at the end of the day, you'll be thinking you are doing well, and when you get to the exam hall, the whole thing will be, just be different, and people were focusing more on the translated parts. So that is why I decided to remove it. So if you want me to translate it before you answer, you can also let me know in the comment section. Just say, please translate, then I will do that so that you'll be able to understand it. So the question said, allora che di notte su strada extraurbana incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accesi. Occorre distogliere lo sguardo dal fascio luminoso per non essere abbagliati. Is it true or false? Is it true or false? Vero or falso? To question number 11, that happens to be our question number 1 of today. So please, as you are responding, try to be specific. If you are responding to question number 11, just say number 11, vero or falso, as the case may be. If you are responding to question number 12, 13, 14, just like that, so that we can understand the one that you are responding to. So what is our response to this question number 11? Allora, che di notte, su strada estrabana, incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accese. Occorre distogliere lo sguardo dal fascio luminoso per non essere abbagliati. And I told us something some time ago, that while responding to some questions, especially a question like this, where you are having comma, full stop, bracket, thereabout, question mark, please try to break them into pieces. It will help your understanding. For example, in exam hall, you're having a question like this. You see, from here to here, try to understand what is this place talking about. From here to here, try to understand what is it talking about. Then from here to here, try to understand what is it talking about. Then from here to here, try to understand what the question is talking about. This will also help you to ask questions, because sometimes there are some questions you understand some part of it, but there are some particular, phrase that you are not able to comprehend, that is making it difficult for you to understand the right question. And that is where sometimes confusion comes from in most of the questions, you understand? But when you're able to break them down like this, then you'll be able to figure out what the right answer is. So we're having, how many respond? 1 respond. How comes? Does that mean we don't know the answer to the question? Okay, if we don't know the answer to the question, just comment no idea, so that I will understand it that way. No idea. If you don't understand what the question is saying, comment no idea. Still waiting. Please let us try to be responsive to the questions to make it, more engaging, please. Because if I'm explaining, you are not responding, and to me, it looks as if I'm talking to myself. Okay, so the show must go on. The question said, allora che di notte, which is during the night hour. Su strada estrabana, which is in those roads outside inhabited area. Incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accesa. We come across those vehicles with their high beam lights on. Occorre distogliere lo sguardo dal fascio luminoso per non essere abbagliati. It is necessary for you to, remove your, let me say, view, or your sight from the direction of the beam of that, light. If this is a vehicle, right? This is the headlamp, for example. Luce abbagliante traveled like this. And that is what is called a high beam light. Luce abbagliante traveled like this. It travels far. You understand? And now, if this is a car, Let me try to give them legs or tires, to make it echo. It looks like Range Rover anyway. So in this case, luce anabaliante travels like this. You understand? Anabaliante travels like this. You understand? Pointing towards the ground. But luce abaliante travels like this, deep. So the question is saying that if you come across vehicles like this, that you need to remove your face or your eye or your sight from the direction of this beam, so that the lights of this vehicle will not dim your eyes, which is true. Because look at it this way, from this image here. Please permit me to cancel these ones. Now, for example, if you look at it here, you see this is during the night hour, and this is luce abaliante. And you see how everywhere is brightened by this light. Believe me, if you are coming from the opposite of this vehicle, definitely you are going to find it difficult to see because of the beam of this light, which is going to affect your sight. And now it will be worse if you keep looking at the light. That is why the question is telling you to remove your view, your sight from the direction of the light. You understand? So that you don't, get your face dimmed with light. And the answer is vero. Because what do you need to do in this case? Take note, you don't also have to on your luce abaliante. You don't have to confront this vehicle with your luce abaliante. If the vehicle is traveling with the luce abaliante, you need to travel with luce anabaliante, the one that is pointing down, the low beam light. Because the reason is this: if you are traveling with luce abaliante and I'm traveling with luce abaliante, you take the risk of dimming light on my eyes, which at the end of the day could result to me not being able to see the road. And if I do the same to you, we'll have two blind people on the road, and this is dangerous. That is why you don't have to to proceed with a high beam light. What you need to do is to maintain your low beam light, which is luce anabaliante, and try to remove your sight from the direction of the luce abaliante, from the vehicle, in your opposite direction. And the answer is vero. Allora, che di notte su strada estrabana, allora che di notte su strada estrabana incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accesi. Occorre distogliere lo sguardo da fascio luminoso per non essere abbagliati. Please take note of this. This is not just to pass exam. These are things you are going to come across while you start driving, and it's going to help you to avoid danger. You understand? So remember it in a situation like this, that you need to remove your eye from the light that is flashed on your face. So the answer is vero. Please, if my explanation is not clear, you can let me know in the comment section. I will see if there is any alternative way to explain it for a better understanding. Okay, so that is question number 11. Let's proceed to question number 12. It said, allora che di notte su strada estrabana incrociamo un veicolo con fare a luce abbagliante accesa. Occorre cercare di ripararsi gli occhi con le mani. Vero o falso? True or false to this question? Number 12. Question number 12. Allorché di notte, su strada extraurbana, incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accesi. Occorre cercare di ripararsi gli occhi con le mani. Vero o falso? True or false? To this question number 12. Please, I'm waiting for your response so that we can proceed, please. The earlier you respond, the faster we proceed so that we can be able to cover more of these questions today. So what is our response to this question number 12? That happens to be our second question of today. Allorché di notte, su strada extraurbana, incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accesi. Occorre cercare di ripararsi gli occhi con le mani. Vero o falso? True or false? Is it true or false to this question number 12? Remember to break the question down the way I told us. Now, if, for example, now, let's assume that today is my first time of attending this kind of question. So what could be my, challenges? Maybe I don't understand this word. Then my question to Mr. Frank should be, please, what is allocate di note? If it is this word that I don't understand, or this one is here, my question should be, what is sustrada extraurbana? What is the meaning of incrociamo? So these are the things you need to understand by breaking them, while trying to break them down one after the other to help your understanding. So what is the response to this question? Allorché di notte, su strada extraurbana, incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accesi. Occorre cercare di ripararsi gli occhi con le mani. Vero o falso? Question number 12. Vero o falso? Allorché di notte, su strada extraurbana, incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accese. Occorre cercare di ripararsi gli occhi con le mani. Vero o falso? Okay, so the question is saying that during the night hour on roads in outside inhabited area, that if we come across those vehicles with their high beam lights on, that is necessary for us to try to cover our face, with our eyes, you understand? Which is not true, because, for example, if somebody flashed lights on your eyes in this manner, you don't need to try to, because this is dangerous. You are removing your hand from the steering. You are even removing your face from the where you are going to. So at the end of the day, you might end up out of the road. So that is why it is not true that it is necessary for you to try to use your hands to cover your eye or to repair your eye when a situation like this occur. Allorché di notte su strada extraurbana incrociamo un veicolo con fari a luce abbagliante accese, occorre cercare di ripararsi gli occhi con le mani. No, the answer is falso. So question number 13. We said, su una strada a tre corsie a doppio senso di marcia, in figura, si deve impegnare quella centrale solo per il sorpasso. True or false? Question number 13. Vero o falso? Su una strada a tre corsie a doppio senso di marcia, in figura, e si deve impegnare quella centrale solo per il sorpasso. Vero o falso? True or false? Su una strada a tre corsie a doppio senso di marcia, in figura, si deve impegnare quella centrale solo per il sorpasso. Vero o falso? Okay, so the question is this, that in this kind of a carriageway reserved here, or that is represented here, that the middle lane here is reserved only for overtaking. And I will tell you the answer is zero. Why? Because this is the type of the road that they are referring to. And in this type of road, these vehicles are moving towards this direction. These vehicles are moving towards this direction. So this is a vehicle and this is a vehicle. This lane here is reserved for this vehicle to be able to overtake this vehicle, and for this vehicle also to be able to overtake this vehicle. So at the end of the day, the lane B is reserved for overtaking only. So it is not for normal circulation. It is only when you want to overtake, you engage on the lane B to carry out your overtaking and return to lane C if you are going towards this direction, or lane A if you are going towards this direction. So the answer to this question is vero. Su una strada a tre corsie a doppio senso di marcia, in figura, si deve impegnare quella centrale solo per il sorpasso? The answer is vero to question number 13. So let's see question number 14. It said, obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura. What is our response to this question number 14? Our question number 4 of today. Vero or falso to this question number 14. Please, if there is anything you don't understand, words, the question, please do not forget to ask or let me know. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so question number 14, it says, è obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura. Please, one of us is asking you also on my behalf to please like and share. I think that is a very good one. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for that. And please, I would really appreciate if you can do that. Just like it and share it. I don't think it costs anything, but it goes a long way for me because, yes, it goes a long way. It's also a way for you to encourage me because it's not to get these things prepared. It's not a 1 hour something. So even though the questions, you might see them to be few, but believe me, it takes more than you think to get them prepared. I appreciate you for that anyway. So that is it. The question number 14. It said obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura. And so many of us said vero, right? Is it vero? Yes, so many of us said vero. Now, yes, the answer is vero because this is the sign that you are seeing here. Stop. It means that when you get to this junction here, you need to stop before you give precedence. That is, you need to stop before you watch the road. It's different from the other one that is like this. This one said, slow down and watch. But this one said, stop before you watch. Please, you must pay attention to this. Your examinatore during a practical, we intentionally take you to a junction like this. So he or she will want to see if you are going to stop, if you really understand the meaning of this thing. You see, while doing your practical, every direction, every junction, every places they ask you to go, there is always a test waiting for you. You understand? So immediately you pass them, they will be doing the marking on your behalf. They're not going to show you. You understand? Because while you are driving, examinatory is at your back, while instruttore di guida is by your right side. You understand? So examinatore, maybe if you are able to get this one right, he or she will mark good for you. So after doing 1 or 2, 3, at the end of the day, if he or she is satisfied, you will hear they will tell you park, or maybe let's do parking, all those kind of things. You understand? Sometimes you may not even be asked to do parking, depending on the whole situation. You understand? So please don't forget that when you get to a junction like this where you have stop, there is difference between stop and slow down. Now, when you slow down, your vehicle will still be moving. And this is where some people get it wrong. Your vehicle will still be moving. It might just be moving little like this. You understand? That is not stop. Stop means you stop, then you bring your gear from number 2, wherever it is, to number 1. Then before you watch left, right, and move, that is, you have done exactly what is expected of you in this particular junction. So here you need to stop to give right of way to your left and your right before you engage the junction. And the answer is vero. È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura. The answer is vero. Now let's look at question number 15. It said, obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura. So what is our response to this question number 15? Question number 15. Question number 15. What is our response to the question number 15? È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura. Question number 15. Question number 15. Question number 15. È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale raffigurato o del segnale in figura, sorry. Believe me, if you can remember the name of this sign, if you can remember the name of the sign, you will definitely get the answer correctly. And if somebody can help us with the name of the sign, I will appreciate in the comment section. Somebody can assist us with the name of the sign, I will appreciate. È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura. So, what is our response to question number 15? Is anybody helping us out for the name of this sign? The sign has a name. The sign has a name. What is the name of the sign? Is it Mr. Frank? What? Okay, very good. Thank you for that. I can't remember the names. Okay. So the sign, the name of the sign is called Precedenza a destra. Precedenza a destra. So if you remember this name, you'll be able to understand whether this question is vero or falso, because the name, the sign is called Precedenza a destra. And the question said, è obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura, which is, it is obligatory for you to give right of way to left and right in the presence of this sign. And we said the sign's name is Precedenza a destra. Yes, yes, you actually got it right, because I love that. It shows that you understand the meaning of the sign, but you didn't remember the name. You understand? Because you said you remember that the sign said give precedence to the right. That is it. You understand? Because what is this sign? This is a sign that you see in a situation like this. You understand? You see, this vehicle is having it. The one that is coming from here is having it. The one that is coming from here is having it. This one is having it here. You see, everybody is having it. Give precedence to the right. It means that when you get to a junction where you have this sign, the vehicle that is having his right hand free will be the first to leave. You understand? And when you have a vehicle at your right hand, you need to wait for that vehicle to, go first. You understand? And that refers us to the general rules of intersection. Because when you are having an intersection without any sign, this is the rule that you need to apply, the general rules. But this sign here is representing the general rules. Remember, the general rules says that when two or more vehicles are about to engage intersection and their trajectories are about to intersect each other, that you need to give right of way to the vehicle that is coming from your right hand. And that is what this sign just simplifies here. That give right of way to the vehicle that is coming from your right hand. It means that in this case here, vehicle A, we have to wait for vehicle B to pass first, because look at the road of vehicle B, and vehicle is not coming from there, which simply means that vehicle B is having his right hand free. Vehicle B can go straight, it can turn, left, as the case may be. But if there was a vehicle here, it means that vehicle B will have to engage, the middle of this junction to wait for this vehicle here, because this vehicle at the end of the day will be engaging his right hand. You understand? Then after maybe vehicle B engage here, the right hand of this one will free, this will go and this other one will follow. But in a very simple way here, where we have only these two vehicles here, vehicle A, we have to wait for vehicle B to pass first. Why? Is it because of the color? Is it because of the size of the vehicle? Or is it because of the width of the road? No, because this sign said so. So in the presence of this sign, it means that you must give right of way to vehicles that is coming from your right hand. Please pay attention to this sign. Make sure you understand it very well, because by the time you start driving, maybe if you go outside Italy, you come across this sign, you understand? And then maybe you don't know what to do. You understand? Here, I think it's not that much for my years of driving experience. I think once I've seen this sign was in Rome, in Rome, in one road in Rome, like that. But it's not common, you understand? The truth is that the signs are there. So you will definitely see them, you understand? Because even though I tell you it's not common, it's not that I've been in all places in Italy. Italy is big, you understand? So then maybe in your city, you might be coming across the sign every day. So please understand it very well. What is give right of way to the vehicles that are coming from your right hand side. It is very important, because even during your practical examinatory is also going to, or might also take you to a place like this if you are having a sign like this in a city where you are doing this, because they know all of them, you understand? So that is it. Now, remember we said give right of way to the vehicle that are coming, to the vehicles that are coming from your right hand side. But the question says that in the presence of this sign, that it is obligatory for you to give right of way to both right and left. It is not true, because you are only obliged to give right of way to your right hand, to vehicles from your right hand, and not to the vehicles from your right hand and from your left hand. So that is why the answer is falso. È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a destra e a sinistra in presenza del segnale in figura. No, it is falso. Question number 16. But before we get to question number 16, please, if you are interested to join our Zoom class, you can join us. You can reach out to me through this number here, 388-643-1524. Please take note, you have 2 days of free classes. You understand? 2 days of free classes. But that does not mean that if you are not in our class, if you send me a question, I'm not going to respond. You understand? So I think I even have 2 questions here that some of us sent to me that are not even in our class. So that is me, you understand? So please, in case, if you are interested, you can join us. You understand? As I said, you have 2 days of free classes. That is where we explain, things in details. But here is just to answer questions. So there are 2 different things. You understand? If you want to understand the topics by topic, understand it topic by topic, every word inside the quiz, that is where we do that. But here we answer questions, you understand? So if you're interested, you can join us by reaching out to me through this number. So that is it. Now, question number 16. It said, è obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti negli incroci regolati dal semaforo a luce gialla lampeggiante. Please also remember, this class is done in pidgin English, you understand? Unless maybe you ask me, or maybe you requested that you want to do it in English. So that is when we are going to do it in English. But it's mainly, the explanation is mainly in pidgin English. So take note of that one. So question number 16, sorry. Which is our question number 6 of today. He said, obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti negli incroci regolati dal semaforo a luce gialla lampeggiante. Is it vero or falso? Okay, somebody even testified to that sign. Said, yes, it's in Rome, because I've seen it there. Thank you so much for that. Okay, what is our response? Question number 16. It said, è obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti negli incroci regolati dal semaforo a luce gialla lampeggiante. What is our response? Vero o falso? True or false? Question number 16. Question number 16. È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti negli incroci regolati dal semaforo a luce gialla lampeggiante. Now, remember, there is difference between luce gialla lampeggiante and luce gialla fissa. Now, luce gialla fissa is the yellow fixed light that turns on immediately before it turns red. And luce gialla fissa permits you pass the junction if you cannot be able to stop in a safety or in a safe manner before the transverse line. Whereas luce gialla lampeggiante, which is the yellow flashing light, is the light you see in a traffic light that is either it is off or it is not functioning. So when a traffic light is flashing yellow like this, it means that the door is fixed here because this is image. If it was a video, you see it flashing. So it means that this junction is not regulated by a traffic light. Therefore, pay attention. Now, remember, when we did the exempli di precedenza, we talked about you know, the order of a traffic regulation, which I called pyramid of the traffic order, and we said the highest order come from the traffic agent, which is either vigili, police, whatsoever, the traffic agent. They are the one that gives the highest order. So in their presence, every other signal, every other traffic light is useless. You need to obey to whatsoever they ask you to do. Then in their absence, then you see the highest order come from the traffic light. But in the absence of a traffic light, then you see the highest order come from the road sign. So it is these three bodies: the traffic agent, the traffic light, and the road sign. You understand? Now, when a traffic light is flashing yellow, it means that that traffic light is off or is not working. And when the traffic light is not working, it's assumed that, you know, it is not there. Then what do we have to obey to? We obey to the road sign. And now, if you pay attention to some traffic lights, you see that sometimes you see traffic lights with either a stop sign or you know, maybe close to the light, or you see a traffic light, for example, with direct precedenza sign or nothing at all. So in the case of this first image here, it means that when the traffic light is not working, Mr. Frank, if you are coming from this road, make sure you stop before you engage this junction. And if I stop, what am I going to do? I will stop and give right of way to vehicles that are coming from my left and my right. You understand? Then, because the traffic light is not working, what if I'm coming from this road here? Then I will have to slow down, give right of way to vehicles that are coming from left and right. Why? Because the traffic light is not working. But if I'm coming from here, I don't have to give right of way to any other vehicle, but I have the obligation to slow down and, you know, pay attention. That is to how do they call it? To apply prudence at this junction. You see this vehicle? We have to wait for this vehicle to pass because this vehicle is not having any direct precedenza sign. But if you look at it here, you see that this vehicle is having it. You understand? So in a junction that the traffic light is flashing yellow, you don't have to give right of way to all vehicles in that or at that in that junction. What we ask you or we tell you to give right of way to vehicle is the road sign. So depending on the direction that you are coming from, if I'm coming from here, I need to give right of way to vehicles that are coming from my left and right. If I'm coming from here, I don't have to give right of way to any vehicle. They will have to give me the right of way. You understand? So the answer to this question here, which said è obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti negli incroci regolati da semaforo a luce gialla lampeggiante, the answer is falso, because it is not obligatory that you must give right of way to all vehicles that are circulating in a junction that is regulated by a yellow flashing light. you can only give right of way according to the direction that you are coming from. What type of sign are you having? Are you having a direct precedential sign or pharmacy, a direct precedential sign, or you don't have it at all? You understand? So if I don't have it, I'm not giving it to anybody, but I will have to pay attention and apply prudence. You understand? So the answer is false. So please remember again, if there is anything you don't understand, let me know. I'm trying my best to break it down as much as possible. But if you still don't understand, do not hesitate to ask. So the answer to that one is false, as we said. So question number 17, he said, è obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti in presenza del segnale in figura. Is it true or false? Vero o falso? Vero o falso? Is it true or false? To question number 17. È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti in presenza del segnale in figura. Vero o falso? Obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti in presenza del segnale in figura. Vero o falso? True or false? È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti in presenza del segnale in figura. So it says è obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti i veicoli circolanti in presenza del segnale in figura. No. The first question you ask yourself, now, try as much as possible to know what sign is this? What sign is this? What sign is this? If I ask us, under what topic do we have this sign? I don't want to say what is the name of this sign, but under what topic do we have this sign? Under what topic? If you are doing quiz, or you are doing, when we treated the syllabus, under what topic do we come across this sign? If you are somebody that pays attention or that do a lot of quiz, you will understand or you will remember where you come across this sign. Now, in order not to waste more time, this sign here, very good. The sign is called Okay, very good, very good. Molto bene. Very good. So we can remember it very well. That is very important. The sign is under segnale di precedenza. Some people mistake it to be segnale di pericolo. It is not segnale di pericolo. You understand? It is under segnale di precedenza. And the sign itself is diritto di precedenza. You understand? You know, we have, let me say we have two diritto di precedenza. This one is diritto di precedenza in this particular junction, while the yellow one is diritto di precedenza in all the junction successively. You understand? This one is giving you right of way over this junction, while the yellow one is, successively giving you right of way over other junction. You understand? So here, diritto di precedenza, it means that if I am coming and I, come across a junction like this, it means that I have right of way over them. You understand? It means I have right of way over them, which means all the vehicles that are coming from left and right Please, sorry about that. So it means that all the vehicles that are coming from my left and right, I have right of way over them. Therefore, they will be the one to stop for me to pass. You understand? And the question is saying that it is obligatory for me to give right of way to all vehicles that are circulating in the presence of this sign. No, because I am the one that is having the right of way. If I'm having the right of way, it means that you are obliged to give it to me. You understand? So that is why it is not true that è obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti I veicoli circolanti in presenza del segnale in figura. No, it is falso, because you are the one to give it to me. I have it. You understand? And please don't forget that the sign is given to vehicles that are coming from here, which means it is given to me. You understand? Somebody like this, the driver of this vehicle, cannot have this sign. You understand? So if you are having it, it means that it is given to you. So the answer is falso to question number 17. È obbligatorio dare la precedenza a tutti I veicoli circolanti in presenza del segnale in figura. Falso. Question number 18. He said, se ad un incrocio giungono contemporaneamente da strade diverse due veicoli, l'obbligo di dare la precedenza spetta al conducente del veicolo che percorre la strada più stretta. What is our response? And please, if you are new to quiz or whatsoever, or the driving hood this thing, I can only advise you to be patient. You understand? To be patient, because sometimes when it's just like when you come to a place newly, everything that they are saying will sound strange. The words, even our first time being in this country, you hear when somebody say buongiorno, you'll be curious to know what is buongiorno. So at the end of the day, little by little, you now understand, come to understand what it means. You understand? even though whether you are good with the language or you are not, but at the end of the day, you come to understand. It's just, as I used to say, when you stay too long in the dark, you start seeing road, you understand? You start seeing everywhere. So that is it. Just be patient, you understand? Be patient. Little by little, as you keep going, you start to understand all these words that you are hearing them as if somebody is speaking in Aramaic language. Now, but when the time comes, you understand them automatically. So it's just for you to be patient. You understand? Be patient and be consistent. Be curious. At the end of the day, you understand them. So that is it. So question number 18. Se ad un incrocio giungono contemporaneamente da strada diverse due veicoli. L'obbligo di dare la precedenza spetta al conducente del veicolo che percorre la strada più stretta. Vero o falso? True or false? Se ad un incrocio giungono contemporaneamente da strada diverse due veicoli, l'obbligo di dare la precedenza spetta al conducente del veicolo che percorre la strada più stretta. Okay. It's like so many of us, we don't understand the question. Let's go. It se ad un incrocio giungono, that is, if, for example, at a junction, giungono here is referring to vehicles, in plural. That is more than one vehicle. Giungono contemporaneamente da strada diverse. That is to say, due veicoli. Here is referring to two vehicles. That is to say, for example, at a junction of different road, two vehicles come together at the same time. Contemporaneamente means at the same time. Da strada diverse, that is from two different roads. So this one is one road, this one is another road. So it means that two different roads. You understand? L'obbligo di dare la precedenza spetta al conducente da veicolo che percorre la strada più stretta. That is to say, the obligation to give right of way fall on the driver that is coming, the driver of the vehicle that is coming from the road that is more tiny, or the smaller road. Remember, earlier before we said, let's assume, or let's refer to this one, to that question that we answered. This vehicle here, as this vehicle is moving, for example, they gave this vehicle this sign, telling the driver of this vehicle that when you get to this junction, the vehicles that are coming from your left and right, they are the one to give right of way to you. Fine. Okay. So when this driver get to this junction, this one will wait, not because this one is bigger, not because this road is smaller. But because they have this sign and this vehicle have this sign, you understand? So they are respecting the traffic rule. Now, that is in this case. But what now happen in a situation like this? In a situation like this, you can see that this road is bigger. But the owner of the road decide that, no, any vehicle that, come to this junction must give right of way to the vehicle that is coming from his right hand, regardless of the size of the road. At this junction, this vehicle will have to give right of way to this vehicle. Therefore, this vehicle will be the first to enter the road, you understand, before this vehicle. Why? Because of the sign that changes the whole thing. So, to give right of way in a junction does not depend on the size of the road or the size of the vehicle or the color of the vehicle, but it is something that is, ordered by by traffic rules. In the same way here, you have the traffic agent here that is standing in a rectangle form. In this case, the vehicle that are coming from his left hand, what they have is green light. But the vehicle that are coming from here, they have red. You understand? So the right to engage the junction is not given by the size of the road or the size of the vehicle, but by traffic regulation. So it is not true that se ad un incrocio giungono contemporaneamente da strada diverse due veicoli, l'obbligo di dare la precedenza spetta al conducente del veicolo che percorre la strada più stretta. No, falso. Because if the vehicle that is coming from the strada più stretta, which is the smallest road, or the smaller road, sorry, if the vehicle that is coming from the smaller road is, given the right to engage the junction first by the owner of the road, he or she will engage the junction first, regardless of the size of the other road or the vehicle that is coming from there. So the answer is falso to question number 18. Now, let us look at question number 19. Now, this question number 19, if you remember the other day, last Saturday, right? When one of us told me that he sent me a question. So this is the question, though because I didn't see the question on time because of other messages that were on top of it. So though I explained the question to him, it's just that after a few days thereabout, another person sent me the same question. So I decided to say, no, let me bring it here so that we can also, every other person can, benefit from it, even though I have already given them the response. So I said, let me bring it here so that we can also learn from it. It said, il segnale A si trova dopo il segnale B. The question is very short, but confusing, right? Il segnale A si trova dopo il segnale B. What is our response? Vero or false? True or false? So he said, il segnale A si trova dopo il segnale B. Is it true or false? Please don't forget to like and share this video. I appreciate you as you do so. Please, 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 please. I'm begging because it will really help me, or it will, help me in the sense that YouTube would like to recommend the video to others because it means that what we are doing is interesting. But if we are attending and nobody is liking it, it means that we are not doing something serious. You understand? So that is just the meaning of it. So please, I would really appreciate if you can share it with your friends and like it. Even after the live video, if you can still do that, it's also a good one for me. And I appreciate you as you do so. So question number 19. Some of us said is vero, some of us said is falso. It says, il segnale A, which is this one, si trova dopo il segnale B, this one. That is to say, this sign A, you will see this sign A after you have seen the sign B. And we said the answer is falso. Why is the answer falso? Take notes. What is this? This is Croce di Sant'Andrea. What is this? This is passaggio a livello con barriera. Now, where do you find Croce di Sant'Andrea? Croce di Sant'Andrea can be found in a level crossing, which is passaggio a livello, without barriers or with semi-barriers. And where can you find this one? This one, you can find this one in passaggio a livello with barriers. For example, now, this is the cross here, Croce di Sant'Andrea. And this is it here. You see, this is passaggio a livello senza barriera. And this is passaggio a livello with semi-barriera. You understand? Whereas here we have, and take note, the Croce di Sant'Andrea is placed in correspondence to the level crossing. Look at it here. It's placed in correspondence to it. It is not 150 meters. It is not distance from it. You understand? It's right there. And what is it telling us? It's telling you to give right of way. Although the sign is a danger warning sign, it's a segnale di pericolo, but it's also telling you to give right of way to train, which means if I approach this kind of level crossing and I saw a train coming, or before I engage the train track, I must make sure I watch, you understand? And if train is coming, I will have to stop, you understand? So it's a danger warning sign, but it's also a precedence sign that tells you to give right of way to the train that is moving on that track. Now, what about this other one? This one is telling me that in that level crossing, what I am having is barrier. What is the difference between semi-barriera and barriera? The semi-barriera, you have the barrier that is coming, one is coming from here, the other one is coming from here. So you have two barriers that is closing one carriageway. You understand? One is coming from here, one is coming from there. Then you still have, the same thing the other side, one coming from here and the other one is coming from here. But in this case, in the case of barrier, you are having one that is crossing the full road. You understand? And this sign here is placed only on a road where you have passaggio a livello with barriers or semi-barriers. So this sign cannot be placed in a road where you don't have semi-barrier. You understand? So that is why they cannot place two of them in the same road. Therefore, it is not correct to say that il segnale A si trova dopo il segnale B. The answer is falso because both of them cannot be placed in the same road. So that is why the answer is falso. Then question number 20, that happens to be our last question of today. And as we are, responding to this question, I also want to quickly tell us this one. Please, if you have written this exam before, maybe sometimes when you are trying to get something and that thing is not coming as quick as you expect it to be, there is nothing as discouraging as something of such. You understand? But I just want you to understand that the ability for you to, to keep trying to get whatsoever you need, because you know what you need, or what you want. You understand? So I don't know what you need or what you want. You are the one who is in the best position to interpret or explain what your needs are. So go for it. You understand? Go for it regardless of the obstacle, regardless of whatsoever is trying to, pull you back. Because sometimes when you write exam and the result is not as expected, it's discouraging. Sometimes you see maybe people who even started the whole thing before you, they have gotten theirs. But remember, everybody is not the same. Everybody is not the same. It is not true that if two of us maybe go for exam and at the end of the day you pass before me, that means maybe you are more intelligent than me. No, that is not true. You understand? Because I know people who studied well. I must tell you the truth. But at the end of the day, they found some challenges regarding to this. Even if you listen to last year or thereabout, when the Minister of Infrastructure was speaking, he said that because the reason why he was, thinking or is pushing the move to make the theory easier is because that he tried to do the quiz, that he was even getting some questions by luck. That the thing was, then he began to think, do we really need this to drive? So to him, it is better to be more focused on practical. But that is not where I'm going. What I'm trying to tell you is that even most Italians, they find this thing difficult. They find it difficult. So it is just for you to understand that, yes, I have tried. Even though it didn't work out, I need to try again. Do not count times or the number of times that you have tried. Just keep trying. Be focused on that day that you are going to get it. Because the day you get it, everything is over. Nobody will come out there to say, this person, it is 10 times, 20 times that the other one, No, that is not the case. So many people that you are seeing driving out there, you don't know the number of times that they wrote their exam. So please, if you have written before, do not be discouraged. You understand? Do not be discouraged at all. This is not to try to bring people attached to me. No, this is to make you understand that what you need is what you need. I'm not the one who needs it, not even the government. I saw a video of somebody saying that, trying to, make fun of how people are, eager to get the license. This is because, or this is a way to tell you that you know yourself better than me. Because at the end of the day, who needs this license to go to work? It's you. If it's raining, who is going to pick their children under the rain? It's you. You understand? So at the end of the day, who is directly involved? You and your family. So while trying to get this license, who are you trying to get it for? For you and your family. to make this easier, everyday life. So many of us believe that our home country is the best way to drive good cars and the rest. And this home country, sometimes even within the period of 5, 4, 5, even 2, 1, how many years? You can't even travel to the home country that you're talking about to go on. So where you are living your everyday life, you are wrestling with bicycle, struggling with bicycle, very early in the morning with this kind of code that is approaching. I think that is one thing to encourage you, you understand, to make you understand that you don't have to relent, you don't have to withdraw, that you need to do everything possible to get these lessons. I've said it time without number. If it is necessary, or if you see it possible for you to remove 1 hour from your sleeping hours, remove it, dedicate it to quiz. See it as challenge. That why is it that I have not been able to get this license? In that case, there's something need to be done. If I'm a doctor and you are telling me that the headache, this headache is too much, and I gave you maybe a particular medicine, and I tell you take 2 times a day, and you are telling me it's not working, I'm going to tell you increase it to 3 times a day. You increase the dose. The same thing, if you are doing quiz 5 times or 10 times a day, and at the end of the day it's not working out, it's not working out, you need to understand that you need to increase the dose. It means that the number of quiz that you are doing is not sufficient. Increase it. There is no other Appian way, no other easy way. It is through this quiz. Do it, and if you can dedicate your time sufficiently, because the reason why so many of you are still not able to pass it is because the time that you are giving to quiz is not enough. I keep saying it. It is not enough. Do not put it in mind that the other person is doing quiz 10 times a day and this person passed. But why is it that I'm doing it 11 times, I'm not able to pass? Everybody is not the same. Focus on your own. If you are doing it 11 times and at the end of the day you are still not able to pass, increase it to 12, 13. You understand? Increase it. Apply more force. Focus more. Give more attention to it. Inconvenience yourself, and at the end of the day you see it, you just forget about it. I know how many people that were once here, but today they are enjoying their cars, in different directions. So please, I just want to to chip this one in to encourage you to understand that even though that you have written before and you are not able to pass this exam, do not be discouraged. Not at all. Don't be discouraged. Keep trying. One day you are going to testify. And so many of you don't even understand that. The reason why sometimes you are not being able to get some things easily is because somebody is out there that we need this encouragement from you one day. By the time you'll be using your own personal issues to encourage this person, then you'll be telling the person, I know what I'm saying. And it will be true that you know what you are saying. So guys, I just want to use this one to encourage you, even though you have written before, do not be discouraged, because one day you are definitely going to get it. So let's move to the question number 20. It said, dopo il segnale A si può trovare il segnale B. After the sign A, you can find sign B. And so many of us said it is vero. Okay, so what is this sign here? The sign A is segnale di pericolo. You understand? Sign A is segnale di pericolo, which is telling me that, hey, Mr. Frank, pay attention that in 150 meters from here, you are going to encounter a bottleneck road whereby two vehicles cannot pass at the same time, contemporaneamente. That's 2 vehicles cannot pass at the same time. Now, let's assume that this one is not there yet. You understand? So this one is telling me that in that bottleneck road, it's just like when, give right of way in a junction, you understand? But this place, in this case, is not a junction. So the sign A is pronouncing bottleneck road, you understand? Just like other sign that is pronouncing a junction. Now, this is a bottleneck road. Then the sign B is segnale di precedenza. The sign B is telling me that in that bottleneck road, I will have to give right of way to any vehicle that I find in that bottleneck road. Which means if I'm in a situation like this, 150 meters before they will give me this sign. Then when I get to the place where I have to give right of way, then they will give me this one. If there's any vehicle coming from my opposite direction, then I will have to wait for that vehicle to pass before I engage the bottleneck road. So it is true that these two signs, yes, you can see them. You can see the sign. Is it sign A? Was it sign A or sign B? Yes, you can see sign A, which is the segnale di pericolo, then and later see sign B, which is the segnale dare precedenza in un senso unici alternati. You understand? That is what it is called. Dare precedenza in senso unico alternati. You understand? So it's a one-way, it's a alternate one-way bottleneck road whereby two vehicles cannot move at the same time. Then the owner of this sign or the vehicle that is having this sign will be the one to wait for the other vehicle to pass, and the answer is vero. So guys, this is where we are going to leave it for today. And remember, once again, if you are interested in joining our Zoom class, you have my number here, 388-643-1524. You can reach out to me through WhatsApp and a direct call. And you have 2 days of free classes. That is where we explain things in detail. So I don't know if there is any question, but I'm not seeing any question in the comment section. Let's just believe that my explanations were, deep. That is why we are not having question. But with this, I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for sharing it. And have a wonderful weekend. Hope to see you on Monday for those that are in our Zoom class, and those that are meeting us through YouTube. Hope to see you next Saturday. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I may not be able to mention names, but when I say thank you, I mean thank you, every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.